Hey everyone, this is Steve with the Steve Jackson Social Media Network, broadcasting live on my YouTube channel. Please hit the subscribe button. That way you will know when I go live and put out some information. All right, what I got is a lot of people concerned with this new virus going around out of China and is certainly spreading and has arrived here in the U.S. What they're recommending for professionals is the N95 respirator. Okay, exact information for the eye protectors as I have for the respirator. This is for professional level. So certainly what I'm going to ask is this recommended for household use, workplace use? So what I'm going to do now is bring Periscope in. So again, this is what is being recommended uh, for the professional use. So we'll have to see if this is recommended for residential business use. I mean, what are they saying? All right. So let's see what we got. Trying to see what's the recommended eye protection, which I am not exactly seeing. Okay. But the N95 respirator, and I'm going to put up, I'm going to post a picture of this respirator because I know a lot of people are concerned about this, and you know, what can they do? What do they want to do? What should they do? How can they get ahead of this? I'm sure we all don't want to wait until this thing hits our neighborhood to find out what we should be purchasing and what we should have. Okay, so again, this is just trying to get ahead with this virus here. Um, Again, it's asking that if you are interacting with um, patients as a precaution, or anybody that is suspect as a precaution, to wear this N95, uh, and it's clearly saying added protection. Okay, so as we go into what is exactly added protection, um, the mask that people are wearing, you want to ask yourself, is that mask adequate? Uh, we don't know. We don't exactly know, so we want to find this stuff out. Let me see. I'm gonna have to bring Periscope back in to the broadcast here. Give me 1 second. So that is the question. And again, we want to, as we're um, getting out here um, in the public, and as you know, in China, they've got a lot of people. They have a lot of people on quarantine. All right. Uh, okay, I'm waiting for Periscope to come back up. Just bear with me 1 second. So here's what we got. We know the N95 is for professional use. What we want to know is that mask recommended for workplace use? Because they're recommending, and it's saying a higher level. Okay, so we have to figure out what's below the N95. We know the N95 is professional level. What is below that? So that's where we're going with this whole thing. We got to know what is below that and how much protection is it. So as soon as I can get Periscope back up, I'm going to do so. All right, I'm going to bring them in on this. All right, now again, we know it's there was a suspected case in I think New York, suspected case in Illinois. We do have confirmation of California. All right. So what we want to do is get ahead of this thing. I don't know if you saw a video in China. I think that's just crazy what they're doing, in the sense of it's just you don't hear about them building a 1,000-patient hospital in like a week. 1,000-patient hospital in a week is but I literally want to see this thing go up. I literally want to see this thing go up. All I see is the excavators. They are digging the foundation. I don't know. I've never seen that done before in the world. Never seen that done in the world anywhere, as far as building a 1,000-bed hospital in a week. So I'm definitely following this. Want to see what happens with it. There have been some fatalities over in China with this virus, so it needs to be watched. And as I scan social media, and people like me, like you, posting information, comments, what they've seen, what they've heard, and that's fine, because we're going to have misinformation. Now, with a virus of this magnitude, you don't want that. You don't want that. You want to get the facts straight. You want to know what's going on. Because I can say this much: when it hits the fan, it's really, misinformation is really going to run rampant. So I'm recommending something that I think is just common sense. I'm recommending we get ahead of this thing before it shows up on our street. I think that would be the best thing to do. Is get ahead of this thing right now, before it shows up on our street. So we need to know what masks are acceptable, what masks work. Are there any particular brands that work? Are there any particular brands that work better than others? So these are the things that I would certainly like to know. And again, as I'm bringing Periscope in on this broadcast, we'll get that information out as quickly as possible. So we know the elevated level of respiratory control, which is the N95. So what we're going to try to find out is the recommended level for the eye protection. That's what we need to know. Let me take a look. Let me take a look. I'll tell you what, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come back. Let me get some information on the eye protection. I will come back, and then we will go from there. Okay, but right now we do know that the N95 respirator is the known elevated level of protection. Okay, we'll see if we can generate image, picture of that, and then I'm gonna post it. Bear with me. I will be back. I'll come back live on YouTube. Okay, see you back on Social Media Network. Just give me some little tips tonight to help you out. All right, and I'll be back with more. Let's get ahead of this thing before it shows up.